Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Our dinners were easy to make, budget friendly, and delicious. So if you'd like to get some weeknight meal ideas for your family, just keep watching. For dinner this first night, we had country fried steak. I'm going to start out by doing the gravy. So I'm using this Pioneer peppered gravy mix. I'm really particular about gravy. I don't order it out a lot at restaurants, but I actually like this mix and it's really easy. All you do is add water to it. So I'm going to make that, and then in my freezer I had some of these Tyson frozen chicken fried steak patties. I wanted to use those up, so I'm going to cook these in my air fryer. I cooked them at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes, flipped it over and cooked it for another 8 to 10 minutes until it was crispy. Here are the finished country fried steaks. Here's that gravy. And then for the sides, I made Mandy in the Makings green beans. I've mentioned this several times before on my channel, but my husband and I are not big fans of green beans. But I made this a few months ago and we love them. I'll have it linked down in the description box below. And then I had some instant mashed potatoes in my pantry that I wanted to use up as well. So I just cooked those up according to the package instructions. Here are the finished plates. This was a super easy dinner and it was delicious and comforting. For dinner the next night, I made beef tips. I had a package of beef stew meat in my freezer that I've needed to use up, and I saw Managin' the Maze make these a few weeks ago, I believe. I'll have her channel linked in the description box below. So I decided to make it this night, and this was good. I would make this again. Let me show you how I did it. To my crock pot, I've sprayed this with a little cooking spray. I'm going to add in my onion. I'm using a red onion just because I have about a half of it in my fridge that I needed to use up. I'm slicing that and adding it to the crock pot. Then I'm going to add my beef stew meat. And then she used some Cavender seasoning, so I use that as well. I'm going to set that to the side, and then in this measuring cup, I'm going to add in the beef consomme, the cream of mushroom soup, and then this onion and mushroom soup mix. I'm going to mix that until it's well combined. Now her recipe didn't call for this next step, but I had a can of mushrooms in my pantry that I've had in there for forever. I wanted to use it up, so I drained it really well and I'm adding that. Next, I'm going to pour the soup mixture over everything and I gave it a little stir. I'm going to cover this with a lid. I cooked this on high for about 5 to 6 hours. You could also cook it on low for 7 to 8 hours. Here's what it looks like when it's done. I decided after I filmed this clip to add in a little cornstarch slurry, so I just mixed in some cold water and cornstarch to thicken it up a little bit. I boiled up some egg noodles to go along with the beef tips, so that's in this first pot. And then I warmed up some sweet peas. This is just a can of peas that I drained, added a little butter and salt and pepper, and then here are the beef tips. Here are the finished plates. This was an easy dinner. It was very comforting and perfect for this fall, winter, cooler weather that we're having, and that was dinner this night. Next, I made pumpkin French toast. This recipe is from Kristen Stepp. I'll have her channel linked in the description box below. I made this about the same time last year and we really liked it, so I wanted to make it again. This is super easy. In this baking dish here, I'm going to add in my eggs and whisk those up. And as you can see over on the right hand side, I have my electric griddle heating up. I had a couple of maple breakfast sausage links. I'm just cooking those up. I'm going to add in my canned pumpkin. And you want to use pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie mix. Then I'm adding in the milk, the vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Then I'm going to add in the sugar, whisk that until it's combined really well, and then that is the dunking mixture for your bread. You can use whatever bread you have on hand. I bet like the pumpkin spice or brown sugar spice swirl bread would be good. I have some of this thick sliced bread, so I'm just going to use that. I'm going to dip the bread in both sides and then place it onto my preheated griddle that I sprayed with a little cooking spray. I cooked these for a few minutes on each side until they were cooked all the way through, and that's it. Here's the French toast, and here are those sausage links as they're cooking. And then this is everything finished. So we've got the French toast, the sausage links. I cooked up some bacon. This is just the Hormel already cooked bacon. And then we have some syrup and butter. And I also cut up some orange smiles. Here is my finished plate. This was super delicious. I highly recommend you all give this a try. My little brother and sister were over this day, and they didn't think that they would like it, but they actually really loved it. They both had seconds and they raved about it. So I recommend you all give this a try. For dinner the next night, I tried a new recipe to me for ground beef and broccoli. I saw this on Taylor Elmore's channel. I'll link that in the description box below. To go along with that, I had these pork egg rolls that I got at Aldi the other day, so I'm going to bake these in the oven according to the package instructions. I have this Trader Joe's vegetable fried rice. I'm going to cook this in the microwave according to the package instructions. And on this night, again, we had my brother and sister with us. I wasn't sure, A, if they would like the beef and broccoli, and B, if there would be enough. They are 13 and 15, and so for those of you who have teenagers, you know that their appetites can be kind of healthy. So I wanted to make sure we had enough. I had this bag of Trader Joe's Mandarin orange chicken in the freezer, and so I decided to cook that as well. I cooked that in the air fryer at about 360 degrees for 8 minutes, gave it a shake, and then cooked it for another 6 to 8 minutes. For the beef and broccoli, I'm going to start out by mixing the sauce together. You can do this in a bowl. I'm using this measuring cup. So I'm going to add in the soy sauce, then the brown sugar. And a quick note, I decided to double the sauce ingredients, and I'm glad that I did. It was the perfect amount of sauce for us. I'm going to add in the minced garlic, cornstarch, sesame oil, ground ginger, and then some red pepper flakes. I'm going to whisk that until it's combined really well, and then that's the sauce. I'm going to set it to the side. In this skillet, I have some ground beef that I cooked up and drained. Then I'm going to add in a bag of broccoli. I didn't steam this or cook this in the microwave ahead of time. Next time I make this, though, I'll probably pop it in the microwave for a couple minutes. It just took a few minutes to warm up, but that was fine. I think this dinner, the ground beef and broccoli rather, it took like maybe 15 minutes to put together. It was super quick. So once that broccoli is cooked, I'm going to add in my sauce, stir that around, and then cook this for about 3 to 5 minutes or until the sauce has thickened. And that's it. Like I said, super quick and easy and really, really budget friendly. Here's that beef and broccoli. Here is the fried rice. Then we have the Mandarin orange chicken. Once I cooked that in the air fryer, I tossed it with the orange sauce that comes in the package. And then we have the egg rolls. Here's the finished plate. We just had a little bit of everything. Everything was delicious, super yummy. For dinner the next night, I made brown sugar chili chicken. This recipe comes from Tamara over at Southern Wife Everyday Life. I've shared this before on my channel. I made it a few months ago and we couldn't wait to have it again. It is so easy and it's delicious. If you all haven't tried this before, I recommend you give this a try. I'll of course have her channel linked in the description box below. Let me show you how I made it. I have the oven preheating to 375 degrees. In this pie plate, I'm adding some brown sugar. Then I'm going to add my chili powder and stir that until it's well combined. Now, while I'm doing that, over to the right, I have a cookie sheet that I've lined with foil, and then I've placed a wire rack on top of it. I like to cover it in foil because with the brown sugar, it gets kind of messy. Just for easier cleanup, I like to add the foil. So here I have my chicken tenders with a pair of scissors. I'm removing that tendon, and then I'm going to take a piece of bacon, wrap it around each of the chicken tenders, and then dip it on both sides in that brown sugar chili powder mixture, and that's it. Like I said, super easy. This is what, 4 ingredients, and it's, like I said, it's flavorful. This is so yummy. So once I've dipped that in the brown sugar, I'm going to add it to the wire rack and then keep going. My brother and sister were over this night, so I did a couple of plain chicken tenders just with a little salt and pepper. I'm going to place this into the oven and bake these for 20 to 25 minutes or until the temperature of the chicken is at least 165 degrees. To go along with the chicken, I cooked up a couple boxes of macaroni and cheese. I like to add in a couple slices of American cheese. It's super yummy. And then I cooked up some zucchini. Just took a couple zucchini, washed it, cut it into half moons, seasoned it with some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and cooked it in a little olive oil. And then here we have that chicken. Here is my finished plate. This is so yummy. This chicken is delicious. My little sister really loved it. She loves bacon anyway, but we all enjoyed this. This was our dinner this night. On this particular day, we ordered pizza. My siblings were with us again, so we got a large pepperoni pizza, cheese sticks. My husband wanted the Works pizza, but we change it up a little bit. So sausage does not agree with him, so we get the Works, but without sausage. And then he likes to add Roma tomatoes and banana peppers and no raw onions. And then we got some chicken poppers, and then that was it. Here is my plate. That was super quick and easy dinner, and of course, you can't go wrong with pizza. For dinner this final night, we did creamy Italian chicken. I've mentioned this several times before on my channel. This is absolutely one of our family's favorite dinners. And usually when my brother and sister come over, one of them or both of them request them. So while they were over, I wanted to make sure to make it. I will have my video linked in the description box below. It's super easy. You basically just take chicken, it can be chicken breast, chicken tenders, whatever you have on hand, some dry Italian dressing mix, cream of chicken soup, and cream cheese. That's it. You cook that in your crock pot and then dice up or shred the chicken, and you can serve it over rice, pasta, mashed potatoes. We like it over rice, but like I said, super easy. It's delicious and budget friendly. If you all have never tried that, I highly recommend you give that a try. Instead of the Italian dressing mix, you can also use the bottled Olive Garden Italian dressing. I've seen a lot of people do that on Pinterest and on YouTube, and that's super delicious as well. But that was our dinner this night. That's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.